G'day guys, Peter here from Oz Commercial Sewing Machines. Today's video we're going to have a look at the new JACK H6-CZXB-4. Now this is the H6, the CZ is the standard, the XB means that it's a bag making special, and I'll show you why that's the case in a minute. And the -4 means it's fully automatic. So we'll go through it and just have a look at a few of the features and the buttons that it's got and what it's capable of doing. So here we have the screen section of the H6. So what we'll go through now is just what it's got. Okay, so because this is a digital feed machine, it has a stepping motor for the forward and reverse. We've got digital incremental stitch length adjustments. So you've got plus and minus, and these are on 0.1 of a millimetre. Okay, so that's the next one. We've got the start tack, which is the A and B, and the end tack, C and D. Okay, this is the volume control, where you can turn the speaker system on or off for the messages and the start message. Now, this obviously is your trimmer. This button here is what takes you back to standard sewing if you're in any of these other features that go to a different section. This on the short push side is the condensed stitch. Now you can have that as either start or end, or start and end. This is your needle position, up or down. That is pattern designing. This one here is press of foot lifting with the automatic feature. This one here is your W tacking. This one here you can do different sided shaped objects in sewing by counted stitch length. This one here is your nipper. This is a one hit, which means you just have to touch the pedal and it'll do the stitch count. You don't have to hold your pedal down, it'll just go until it finishes that segment. This one here is your foot lift and trimming. So what that one says is once you've trimmed, the foot will lift and it will stay up. This one here on the long push side is the foot will lift and allow you to pivot every time you take your foot off the pedal. So those are handy features there. So that's your pivot, and that's your end trimmer, and foot stays up ready for you to put the next work under. That's your program button. This is a factory reset. You only touch this if you have to have been told to do so by your technician. You can do it, but any settings that have been set in there by your technician will be erased, and you'll have to reset the whole machine. Okay, this is your speed up and speed down, and this is your direction keys. I'll show you in a minute. We'll turn the machine on and listen to the welcome message. Here we go.
Hello, welcome to Use Jack Sewing Machine. Wish you a happy work.
Alright, so we've turned all the features off, so we've got a pretty blank screen now, apart from the stitch length, the needle position, the soft start, the voice, and general normal sewing. So what I'll do is I'll just push each of the buttons and show you what indicates on the screen. So we'll start with the start tack.
Start tack.
So that gives you one set. This is the normal. This is the normal one that you have, where you go forward, backwards, and then start sewing. Okay, or you can do a double.
Double start tack.
But we'll leave it on the start tack. Okay, same with the end tack.
End tack. End tack. Double end tack.
Okay, so it's exactly the same, and then we'll just set that to the normal. Now these are all adjustable. These are the arrow keys where you can go through them to adjust them to whatever you want, however many stitches you need. Okay, and you just hit the program key there to lock them in. Okay, this is your voice control here, so we can turn.
Welcome message, voice off.
Okay, so and then we've got
voice reminder function off.
So you can turn all the voice sessions on or off.
Voice reminder function on. Welcome message, voice on.
Okay, easy as that. Now the trimmer, we need to hold that for a long push, and you'll see a picture of scissors come up down here.
Trimming on.
Okay, then we can turn on or off the condensed stitch.
Start condensed stitch. End condensed stitch. Start and end condensed stitch.
And there's your picture up the top there. And then the needle positioning. Currently we're in a needle down position. So we'll go to
up needle position.
The needle position is now up, so we'll make that
down needle position.
The down needle position, which is standard. Okay, now we won't worry about this A to D with the Z. We don't really need to design any patterns. There's 9 built-in patterns, and I don't really want to overwrite any of those. They're good little patterns. Okay, this one here is
pattern sewing,
which we didn't want. So we'll just hit that
free
one
sewing.
to go back to free sewing.
Presser foot lifter on.
Okay, so that then allows you to automatically lift the foot. Okay, otherwise it would only be the knee lift that would operate. Okay, so
W bar tacking.
Okay, so that's your W bar tack. So what we've got there is 4 stitches forward, 4 stitches backwards, 4 times. We can adjust that by using the arrow keys.
Arrow left.
Okay, or we can go back to free sewing, and then you've got this pattern function.
Constant stitch sewing.
Okay, so then you can count however many sides you want, first side, and how many stitches you want.
Free sewing.
Okay, this is your nipper, which controls your thread.
Nipper on.
Okay, there's your picture right there. It won't show this until you actually do something that requires it. So if we put the W tack on,
W bar tacking.
we can, it's not going to allow it. Okay, that's fine.
Free sewing.
So if we went to the constant stitch sewing,
one shot sewing on.
there it is right there. Okay, so all that means is you touch the foot and it'll do your 16 stitches, and then you touch the foot again, it'll do the next side, touch it, touch it, touch it until you're finished, and then it'll just finish automatically with the tack and you're done. So it just makes life a little bit easier. All you've got to do then is worry about guiding your fabric, and that'll go away as soon as we go back to normal sewing.
Free sewing.
Here you go. So this button here is the So that means that the foot will stay up automatically for a set amount of time, ready for the next piece of work to go under. And as soon as you put your foot down on the pedal, it will come back down and it'll start sewing. Then you've got the second long push.
Press her foot up when sewing stop. On.
Which means that it allows you then to pivot during your sewing. So to take them off,
Press her foot up.
just push them again.
Off. Press her foot up when sewing stop. Off.
We'll get rid of the condensed stitch.
Off.
Okay, so then that leaves us with all the basics. Now this is the digital stitch length. It's 5 millimeters at the moment.
Stitch length.
It's 0.1 of a millimeter. So you can go all the way up
Stitch length increase.
to a 10 millimeter stitch length on this model,
Stitch length decrease.
which is huge. So most of your work is going to be around the 4 or a 5. It does go all the way down to 0, so it'll just hop. All right, so that's a basic look at the screen. Now we'll have a look at a few of the other features. Now here's a few of the other different little things. This is the nipper I was talking about earlier. It controls the stitch, the thread at the start of the sewing. Now what we've got here, this is a reverse button. This is, because it's digital, this is where you do your reverse. There is no reverse lever on the machine over on the right hand side of the body. So that is your reverse. This one here is just a standard, it's a single stitch or a half stitch, or if you hold it down it will do a constant row until you let go of it. This one here is a half length stitch. So it allows you to creep up on a corner at half the stitch length. Now at this point we come and see why this is called the XB in the name. Now this is a bag maker's machine specifically, the reason being it has a narrow, non-aggressive lower feed dog. It's got a very small, non-aggressive flat bottom left-hand side foot. So it allows you to do your zippers and everything without having to change your feet. And it's a non-marking foot. So having this non-aggressive lower feed, also it should not mark your vinyl or your leather in anywhere near as much, if at all, than the standard feed. It's quite flat. There's no real aggression to these feed dogs here. You can feel that there's serrations there, but they're non-aggressive. They're quite flat, which makes this the perfect machine for people who use vinyls and leathers to make their bags, because of that reason, being the non-marking system. Now you can fit the marked needle plate to this machine, no problem with that. These feed system still fits. And it uses the standard DPX 17 needles in any size, or DPX 16 if you are doing leather. So these will take up to, I believe, a size 22 needle, or a 23 at the most. This one here, I believe, is a 21, which comes in it, which is a 130. That's the standard needle that we supply with the machines anyway, for the use with M20 thread. So now we're just going to have a look underneath the machine. Now what we've got here, it is a extra large or an M size bobbin. Okay, it is a wet sump machine, it's not a sealed machine. This is the tension release solenoid. Okay, there is a trimming solenoid up in there somewhere. I believe it's up inside the body, and that's the trimming mechanism there. Okay, there's your oil pump, and the knee lift, you can see that rising and falling there, and it actuates up under there. So now we'll drop it down and we'll have a look at the back of it where the big solenoid is for the foot lift. So there is the solenoid for the foot lift. It's buried underneath that plastic cover. So it's a fairly substantial unit, as you can be well aware, because of the amount of pressure on the foot. And while we're up here, we'll look, this is the built-in bobbin winder, the bobbin winder tension, the sight glass, so you can see the oil being pumped through the machine and you know that it's being lubricated. So that's a brief look at the JACK H6-CZXB-4. I hope this helps you with your search and with your buying decisions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like these videos that we put out for you.